Hello everyone, my name is Shayanto Shengupta and thank you so much for tuning into Sports Tiger. Today we will be diving deep into the post-match presentation and the show of the Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals game. So Mumbai Indians, they've been clinical today. They've handed Rajasthan Royals their fourth defeat in this tournament, and this is going to be a very important victory for Mumbai Indians as they consolidate their position in the fourth position of the points table. So they win by 7 wickets. They never felt as if there was any pressure on Mumbai Indians, on Rohit Sharma's team. So they easily chase off. And Krunal Pandya's move was actually amazing by Rohit Sharma. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about these as I invite my guests, Ashwin and Aravi, to the show.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. Hello.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hi. So this has been a dominating performance from Mumbai Indians, and I mean this is what we've seen of Mumbai. एक दो मैच खराब खेले, and then we all thought that probably Mumbai have lost their mojo in this particular edition, but then no, they win by 7 wickets, and they actually prove everyone that yes, they are a different side. I mean, they are not a different side. Sorry, they are the same side which has won 5 titles in 8 years. So firstly, I'll come to you, Arohi. What are your initial thoughts about this win? I mean, MI 7 wickets, absolute domination. So what do you think about this win?
They swept it off, yeah. Like there was no two ways about it because they have dominated this one side. Although how the way Rajasthan started their innings in the first half, I thought that they were going really well. But a few bad decisions, and I think that is why they lost. Probably Miller should have come over Dubey, and I think even how can you send Riyan Parag in the last over? You need somebody who's going to hit 4 6s in the last over, and you have somebody like a Morris sitting on your bench. Why not just send him? So I think all these mistakes are what played against Rajasthan, even after getting a good start.
एब्सोल्युटली आई एग्री विथ यू. मैं आपसे कंप्लीटली सहमत हूँ कि क्रिस मॉरिस को आपने क्यों नहीं भेजा. आई मीन इतना बड़ा टैक्टिकल ब्लंडर. वी ऑल अंडरस्टैंड दैट संजू सैमसन इज अ वेरी यंग कैप्टन, फर्स्ट टाइम कैप्टनसी कर रहा है, बट एक दो चेंजेस यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, एक दो मिस्टेक्स यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, बट देन अ ह्यूज ब्लंडर. आई मीन 7-8 balls का difference था. That would have actually made the difference. 170 का target था. It could have been 180, could have been 190 easily. So I'll come to you, Ashwin, that this has been a good performance, as I was discussing with Aravi, a good win from Mumbai Indians. But then let's talk about Rajasthan Royals bowling a little bit. Very inexperienced side. I mean, apart from Chris Morris, nobody looked in their element today. What do you have to say about this particular bowling lineup? Do you actually see them as a good bowling lineup in the tournament in heading?
Yeah, actually, I differ from your opinion. Yeah, I think they are a very good bowling lineup. If you saw today, they were pretty much in the game till the end. They kept taking wickets at regular intervals, especially crucial ones. And guys like even Mustafizur, taking important wickets after going for a six. I'm talking about Krunal Pandya there. मुझे लगा ऐसा कि they were constantly giving a tough sort of fight to the opposition, despite the lack of experience, despite some big names missing. If you see that after 16th over, it was pretty much the same score. And the only difference being that Mumbai has somebody like Bolt and Bumrah there in the death and they don't. And शायद वहीं पे थोड़ा सा that impact थोड़ा रह गया. मगर मेरे हिसाब से तो बहुत ही अच्छी bowling performance थी. Had Rajasthan batsmen scored 20 more runs, this game could have been very very tight. And that's commendable considering the batting order of Mumbai. अगर आप नाम पढ़े मुंबई इंडियंस के बैटिंग लाइनअप पे, रोहित शर्मा, क्विंटन ड कॉक, सूर्य कुमार यादव, कायरन पोलार्ड, इस तरह के नाम हैं. और राजस्थान के बॉलिंग लाइनअप पे आप नाम पढ़े चेतन सकरिया, जयदेव उनटकट, राहुल त्रिवटिया, शिवम दुबे. So you see the matchups and you see the quality that they went against the bowlers. I think they did a fabulous job. Had there been 20 more runs on the board, this would have been a very tough contest for Mumbai to win. And yes, got a bit unlucky, I think, ek do jagahon pe, and especially Chris Morris really stepping up the game today. I think Chris Morris did a fab job. Had you seen somebody like maybe Parag coming in the power play and bowling to Quinton de Kock, troubling him a little bit, and had to Quinton de Kock given his wicket away to sort of a loose sort of a delivery to Riyan Parag, this game could have looked completely different. So I think वहाँ पे शायद एक trick miss कर दी, that they should have sent somebody against Quinton de Kock who would have turned the ball a little bit, because he gets uncomfortable against that. And this game could have been extremely tight. So I have a different opinion. I think they're putting up a really good show with the absence of Archer there. So I'm seeing good signs, but it's just that they were a few runs short.
Right, actually a good point, because when you do not have pressure, because you look at somebody like Mustafizur Rahman and Chris Morris, I think ये लोग अच्छा प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं बॉल के साथ, because इनके ऊपर कोई दबाव नहीं है. चार ही ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स इनके पास, they cannot be switched with anybody else, therefore there's absolutely no pressure, and that's why they are translating into that. But I'll come to you, Arohi, with the performance of Chris Morris. I mean, there's a huge price tag. There's 15 crore ka price tag always with him. But in spite of that, he's actually playing well. He's contributed with the bat in the previous game. Obviously, we discussed that he did not get batting today. But with the ball too, he's been terrific. I mean, in 4 overs, he's conceded just 33 runs, picked up two crucial wickets of Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav. Both of them are in-form batsmen. Both of them are batsmen who, once they get going, there is absolutely no stopping. So what do you have to comment on somebody like Chris Morris? And do you think he'll actually, play a good part in the coming games for Rajasthan?
He's actually justifying the price tag which was put on him, with the ball or with the bat, and sometimes with both. So it's really nice to see him live up to whatever expectations are put on him. And जितना भी लोग उनसे expect करें, जितना team management उनसे expect करिए, मगर एक ही player आपके लिए matches या tournament नहीं जिता सकता है. So somebody else has to step up with him ताकि राजस्थान वापस go on the winning streak and वो मैचेस जीते और आगे एटलीस्ट अपने आप को चांस दे टू क्वालिफाई टू द प्लेऑफ्स. बट मॉरिस, आई रियली थिंक कि उन्हें बैटिंग लाइनअप में और थोड़ा ऊपर भेजना चाहिए, बिकॉज आपने अगर इतना स्पेंड किया है एक ऑलराउंडर पे, तो आई थिंक ही शुड बी वर्थ इट, राइट? उनको उनसे भी उतना ही चाहेंगे जितना आप उन पे डाल रहे हो. तो आई थिंक दे शुड रियली यूज मॉरिस इन अ बेटर वे. अभी नहीं कर रहे ऐसा नहीं है, बिकॉज बॉलिंग में तो वो दिखा ही रहे कितने बेस्ट है और व्हाई ही डिजर्व्स दैट प्राइस टैग. बट आई थिंक बल्लेबाजी में वो और बेहतर इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं मॉरिस जैसे एक प्लेयर का.
जी बिल्कुल, आई कंप्लीटली अग्री विथ यू. एक प्लेयर या फिर दो प्लेयर आपको मैच नहीं जिता सकता है. ये क्रिकेट है, दिस इज अ टीम स्पोर्ट, एंड इन अ हाई वोल्टेज टूर्नामेंट लाइक आईपीएल, अगर the entire team doesn't perform and you're dependent on one player, it becomes naturally tough for the entire team and the team balance too. So Ashwin, I'll come to you. Basically, we saw that Rajasthan Royals bowling, we discussed about Rajasthan Royals bowling right now. Let's talk about Mumbai Indians batting today. Do you see that Quinton de Kock's form coming? I mean, he's actually scored how much? 70 runs in 50 balls. Do you think this will actually, calm some nerves for him? Do you think in the coming tournament, in the remaining games, we'll see a different version of Quinton de Kock because of this superlative knock?
100%. 100%. Because अगर आप इतने मैचेस खेलने के बाद आपने अभी तक कोई बड़ा स्कोर नहीं लगाया होता है, and suddenly you play not only a big score like 70 or 50, but you played literally a match-winning knock, because he's the only anchor in this entire innings. So this brings a batsman's confidence back up. So your confidence suddenly shoots up. You suddenly start, seeing the eye. You suddenly start seeing the ball much better. आपकी eye set हो गई है. So we'll see a very big change in Quinton de Kock's approach. But at the same time, like I said, maybe Rajasthan missed a trick by not troubling him with a spinner up front in the power play. However, not discounting the amazing knock that he played will make a huge difference. Even Krunal Pandya, because अगर आप देखें अभी तक टूर्नामेंट में जो लोअर ऑर्डर है वो बिल्कुल फेल होता है. आज भी सूर्य कुमार यादव रन नहीं बना पाए डिस्पाइट गिविंग अ फ्लाइंग स्टार्ट इन द बिगनिंग. सो जो मिडिल और लोअर ऑर्डर है वो अभी तक आपको डिसअपॉइंट करता आ रहा है टूर्नामेंट में. फाइनली Krunal stepped up and he's resolved that issue. और आज तो ईशान किशन खेल नहीं रहे थे, तो उनके लिए बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी to fill in the shoes of Ishan Kishan and give you a very stable knock in the middle order. So I think these are extremely good signs for Mumbai, but dangerous signs for all the opposition. Because अगर जो उनकी जो weakest links थे, lower order not firing, Quinton de Kock not making big scores, these were the weak links this season for Mumbai. यार अगर वो correct होते जा रही हैं इस तरह से, these are very dangerous signs for the opposition and very, very good signs for Mumbai, because they're slowly turning the tide once again like they always do after having a slow start in the tournament.
Right, absolutely no surprises over there, and like Mumbai Indians turning the tide as you said, but definitely Krunal Pandya ko number 4 pe lana is a master stroke from Rohit Sharma. We ऐसे ही हम लोग नहीं बोलते कि रोहित शर्मा is one of the best captains of Team India along with Virat Kohli. I mean, when somebody not in the scheme of runs, you sending him at number 4 so that he gets a little bit of exposure, so that he can actually bat himself back to form. Amazing masterstroke. Thank you, Ashwin, for that opinion. Let us quickly take a glance through the scorecard. Rajasthan Royals, they were batting first. They piled up 170 runs in just 20 overs. Josh Butler and Yashasvi Jaiswal, they got up to a flying start. Butler scored 41 runs. Jaiswal scored 32 runs, and his innings was laced with 2 6s and 2 4s. Sanju Samson once again carrying his form from the KKR game, scored 42 runs. Shivam Dubey looked a little uncomfortable, but then that was a pretty impactful knock in my opinion too. David Miller and Riyan Parag, they just hardly faced 7 8 balls and they made a small impact. Mumbai's bowling was quite good, as we always expect them to be. I mean, restricting Rajasthan Royals on a belter of a pitch like this to 170, hats off to somebody like Bumrah and Trent Bolt. Though Bumrah इधर सिर्फ दिखा था कि एक ही विकेट लिया है, but the way he actually instilled fear in the minds of Rajasthan, that was amazing. Jayant Yadav, the only missing link, the only weak link in the Mumbai lineup today, and Krunal Pandya, that is why he came to cover up that one over. If you look at Mumbai's chase, it was always going to be a very easily composed knock, as we discussed in the mid-inning show too. Rohit Sharma, there were a lot of expectations. He's the leading run scorer of MI in this season, but then he failed to capitalize on the little start which he had got. He perished away after scoring 14 runs. Quinton de Kock, I mean, one of the standout innings of this particular match, 70 runs in just 50 deliveries. I think he can actually, he's a contender for the man of the match. Surya Kumar Yadav, as Ashwin rightfully mentioned, got off to a good start but failed to capitalize on that. Krunal Pandya, batting himself to form, but that amazing yorker from Mustafizur Rahman actually, took the life of Krunal Pandya. And Kyron Pollard, a couple of boundaries, 1 6 we saw. Rajasthan Royals bowling lineup looks a little inexperienced, but they actually punched above their weight. Chris Morris, being the pick of the bowlers, took 2 wickets. Mustafizur Rahman, getting all the Bangladesh experience over here, he picked up 1 wicket. The rest of the bowlers looked good, but then failed to get into the wickets. And 170 was always a very small target to chase. So thank you for the scorecard. Arohi, I'll come to you right now. I mean, what do you have to say behind this move of actually, not sending somebody like Hardik Pandya, not sending somebody like Kyron Pollard, and sending a left-handed batsman? I think Quinton de Kock got out. No, basically, they wanted a left and right-hand combination. That is why they sent Krunal Pandya. So what do you have to say about this move to send Krunal Pandya?
Worked well for Mumbai, and now they've gotten another batsman who wasn't in form. They put him in form. So I think it's worked both ways. Individually for Krunal Pandya as a player and for the team, Mumbai Indians. I think this was a good move and it has worked for them. So I think in the upcoming matches we won't see those middle order collapses which we've seen constantly abhi tak for the Mumbai team. So I think a good move worked for them and good going.
Absolutely. Even we hope that there are no more collapses and it's a smooth thing for Mumbai Indians, honestly, because that has been their shortcoming. That has been one area where there has been a flaw for Mumbai Indians, the middle order. But Ashwin, I'll come to you. I mean, Rajasthan Royals. What is going wrong with Royals? I mean, they have the tag Royals in their name, but why aren't they playing like a Royal team? I mean, 4 losses right now. I think they're in the 7th position right now of the table. How hard is it going to be for Sanju Samson and team to actually make a comeback into this tournament and get into winning ways?
I think, Shanta, there's more right than wrong going. I mean, the results are not going their way probably. How I see it, I would be taking a lot of positives from today's game as well. If you see Butler coming back in form, you see Yashasvi giving you a good start, you see Samson giving you a good knock, you saw Dubey giving you a good knock. Yes, the strike rate was low, but see, that's where probably they went a little wrong, could have been a little more fearless there. But I am seeing a lot of positive. You see that the whole team is performing as a unit. You can see the camaraderie in the whole unit. They're collectively coming together and intent. If you see the intent of the Royals is there. And this is not easy. जब आपके जो top star performers हैं like Archer, Stokes, they've all gone missing. All your star players have gone missing. So in the absence of your star names, the kind of intent you're showing, the way the team has come together to give a tough fight to champion squad like Mumbai, I think there's a lot of positive. मुझे तो इतने कोई negative नजर नहीं आ रहे. Results are not going their way probably, but I'm loving this fight. they're fighting like those underdogs of the tournament that people are probably writing them off. But I'm seeing some good signs, and it's just because probably a lot of inexperience in their batting order, क्योंकि रियान पराग inexperience है, दुबे का इतना international experience है नहीं, यशस्वी probably just getting a go in this tournament. So this is very challenging. But still, if you see the way they are losing, ऐसा लग नहीं रहा है कि इतने youngsters खेल रहे हैं team में. So it's just, I think, a matter of one or two uh, sort of things going their way, one wicket coming their way, some player giving you a big knock, and the results will start coming their way. And this is unfortunately going to be a tough season for them, because it's never easy for a franchise to win games when their star players go missing. So वो तो challenge रहेगा ही उनके लिए. But like you started the question, what's gone wrong? I think what was wrong has been corrected. Now a lot of things are going right. Now the only thing is that the results have to start going their way, which I think will happen if they start getting a bit lucky. अगर एक दो चीजें थोड़ी उनकी तरफ जाने लग जाए, तो you will start seeing different results.
Absolutely, plenty of positives to take away from this match. I mean, the youngsters stepping up, punching above their weight. Amazing things actually going for Rajasthan Royals. Arohi, I'll come to you next. I mean, basically, we've seen Yashasvi Jaiswal. He scored a top knock today, laced full of class and elegance. Do you think these are good signs for Team India? I'm not just talking about the IPL. Do you think these are good signs for Team India? He can be a good left-handed batsman for Team India, with the likes of Devdutt Padikkal, Ruturaj Gaikwad also playing well. Do you think he actually proves himself to be a good contender for opening position of Team India?
Definitely. In the coming years, we have so much talent, and IPL has made it possible that we actually grasp all these players from right now and then probably train them for the positions which will be vacant in a few years, because all the senior players are now 34, 36, so they might retire in a couple of years. So a really good, stable set of players you can see who can be groomed for the next few years to take up that place, and probably we might not miss a few years in between, that transition period जब पहली टीम निकलती है और नई टीम थोड़ी बनती जाती है, तो बीच में ट्रांजिशन पीरियड होता है जहाँ पे आपको रिजल्ट्स नहीं मिल रहे होते, because the new players are yet learning. I think this is the transition period जहाँ पे वो they can learn, and the senior players can actually stay in the team, play, do their quota, and then once they move out, these people can come in and take their place without wasting any time.
100% मैं आपसे completely सहमत हूँ कि IPL जैसा एक बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म जो है, this is actually aided in the transition process which you are talking about. हम लोग देखे कि जब धोनी से कोहली जब एरा का ट्रांजिशन हो रहा था, तब भी कोई दिक्कतें ज्यादा पैदा नहीं किया था. That is because of this amazing tournament called IPL. I mean, that has actually helped in the transition process, as you rightly mentioned. So I'll have to close this segment, but I want both of you to pick a winner of this evening game. Okay, Delhi versus KKR. KKR are batting first. They've got off to a flying start, 25 runs in 3.3 overs. I mean, I want both of you to pick one winner. I mean, doesn't have to be like two different. You can pick the same winner too. So I'll start off with you, Ashwin. Who do you think can actually have the last laugh today?
It's actually a very difficult one, like usually I have these very straightforward answers to such questions. मगर आज थोड़ा सा मुझे लग रहा है tough fight होने वाली है. It's not going to be an easy battle for either of the squads, but something in my gut tells me it's going to go Delhi's way.
Delhi. All right. So you're choosing Delhi Capitals. Arohi, what do you think? Who do you think will win today?
I think Delhi Capitals, because जो पिछला जो loss था वो काफी चुभा रहेगा उनको, and I'm sure everybody's like to get out of that loss and finally win a game. So I think it's going to be Delhi.
Right, completely agree with you. I mean, they would actually want to get back into winning ways, and nobody's picking KKR, so I'll pick KKR. I think KKR have a good chance today. Though Nitish Rana just got out, but then I feel KKR can actually have a good chance. It's because Owen Morgan has come back into form, and I really feel that he can actually play a good knock.
I'll just end that for you. If today Russell and Morgan come above Sunil Narayan, then KKR is winning. But if they don't, then they're losing.
Right.
That's not happening.
That's not happening. Even I don't think so. That's actually not happening because Russell I don't know why they actually keep them in the last. So I agree with you, Aravi, that might not happen. But then thank you so much, guys, for the fun-filled conversation. Thank you to all the viewers for always supporting us, for always being there, listening to our conversation. It really means a lot to us. Stay tuned. We're going to come back in the 10 over segment 2. We'll be discussing and we'll be dissecting KKR and Delhi's game. Thank you, guys. Cheers.